our children now are being led in the wrong direction. With, not that I have anything against anyone, but it's the music and the television that's encouraging our kids to lead homosexual lives and just glorify using drugs and using alcohol. And I remember a time when even if you did drink or you did use drugs, that was something you kind of kept to yourself. It wasn't something you got out in front of everybody and said, you know, I'm high, I'm drunk, I'm having sex. I mean, you didn't tell people these things. And nowadays it's like if you're not doing it, then you're not. They call it being grown. And
I call it being foolish, because when you get arrested, the first thing that you'll say is somebody told on me, but you are publicly degrading yourself. You want to know why do men refer to you as being a hoe? It's because of your attitude.
Right.
You want to look at, now, why do grown women look at men to actually be foolish as well as immature? Because they still live at home with their mother. Right. You know what I'm saying? I can't fault today's society, because today's society, they don't have anything to fall back on. Right. The average father now is 14. You say, but he didn't have a father to teach him how to be a father, so therefore he don't know. And that makes it an ongoing cycle. Right. You say, but that when you have those inside the community that can actually put a hand on you, you wouldn't have the problems that you have now. We don't have villages no more to raise the community. The community is actually raising themselves.
And the villagers are doing what they call minding their own business and worrying about their own. But when you are not concerned about the village and the community, these are the kids that are growing up with your kids. These are the kids that will possibly later kill your kids. So it's like you have
the villages are actually kids themselves, because you have people that's 40 and 50 that hang out with those that is 17, 18, and 20. You know, whereas then when I was a kid, when I was 15, and if my uncle and them was 20, I wasn't able to hang out with them because I was too small. Right. But nowadays it's actually socially accepted for you to come and hang out, because you have parents that attend the same club with their kids.
Right.
I didn't go to the club with either one of my parents. I ended up at a party on one particular occasion and my mother was there because that was my uncle's birthday party. Other than that, me and my mother, we didn't party together.
Right.
You know, children stayed inside a child's place, grown folks tended to theirs. When you had a house party, the small kids all had to go to the bedroom, find something to do that was quiet, right, but stay in the back. And if you wanted to be around the grown folks, you had to be inside the kitchen with grandma, be inside the kitchen with auntie, because you couldn't go by the card table amongst your uncle, amongst your father and your father's friends. Stay inside a child's place. You got kids that are grown now.
Too grown. Yes, these kids are growing fast, but they are not growing with knowledge. They are not growing with a sense of identity and where they're going and which direction they're moving in. So with that being said, you also have, I see recently where you were doing something for children in the community.
I single-handedly do a back-to-school drive. You know, I take my own money and I try to clothe at least anywhere between 300 kids to 750, because past 750, I'm not going to lie, I ain't got it. And I do that on my own. I try to get each of them 3 uniforms, which will consist of 3 pair of pants, 3 shirts, 1 pair of sneakers, 1 pair of shoes, as well as their school supplies. And then I have my mentors, the Furtado brothers, who have an organization that are called the King of Kings. They too are willing to back me. All I gotta do is call them. You know, but I know how to go around to different stores, and I know how to barter and exchange. I walked to Staples. I walked in there with 5,000 cash. They gave me 8,500 worth of school supplies because I told them what I was trying to do. Right. So they tried to match my 5,000 by giving me 3,500 store credit.
Amazing. And I definitely commend you for that, because that is very important in investing in our children's education. I mean, we can do other things for them. We can take them on trips. We can do a lot of things for them.
We don't even do that no more. They used to do that when I was a kid. You know, my uncle, my brother, and other neighborhood entrepreneurs, they would actually fill up school buses. As long as you could fit inside that seat, somebody else will come on that bus to give them each individual $50, and you're going to have a good day at Great Adventure, Dorney Park, Action Park. They don't do that no more. They have bus trips, and they will tell you that the tickets are as follow. You have to pay us 5 and 6 months in advance, and then on the day of the trip, your trip done got like rescheduled because they used the money, for their rent. They wouldn't have got some new weave or something else. So, like that trip had to be postponed.
Right. We definitely have to be more aware of investing in our own communities and investing in our own children. And as far as the music industry is concerned, what type of advice would you give for new artists? Because, artists kill me, and I learned this from you. What is the budget? Do they have a budget? That's the first thing he'll ask. So, and I've come to learn is that you can't get things done for free. You can't.
If you're not willing to invest in yourself, don't look for somebody else to invest in you. Everybody else they are quick to write songs to talk about how much money they spend in the club, how much money they spend on their hair, nails, and accessories. But then when you come to them and say, well, I need such and such, they don't understand exactly what you're saying. They become foreign. Me no speaking English. But they expect you to work and to pull in whatever resources that you have to assist them with hopes of getting signed. Labels are about to become extinct, non-existent, and that's because of one individual. Soulja Boy had changed the face of music, not just rap, but music, because Soulja Boy has showed that you don't need a deal to actually get recognized.
Right.
He was able to take social media, and he was able to utilize it to his advantage. They didn't have social media when music first came out. They had the chitlin circuit, whereas you had to get in where you fit in. They didn't have nobody Skyping out your flyers. They didn't have no tickets. You actually had to go city to city, state to state on your own, passing out some flyers, because we didn't have computers back then. You had to find someone that could neatly write it down for you. So-and-so will be at such and such club, and it's $1 to get in. So now that we have the technology actually made us dumb, because we rely on it.
Right.
We don't have the basic skills and fundamentals to know how to utilize our own craft.
Right.
We went to school to learn nothing.
Nothing. And that also amazes me that, we go to school to learn how to make money from someone who doesn't make that much money.
Yeah, because people tend to think because you saw them on the TV, you seen them on Love and Hip Hop, the cars are rented, the houses are rented, and the jewelry was borrowed.
And some of the stories are not true.
They are actually making their story because they want to build themselves up. I'm not going to make a story, and I'm not going to say that I'm inside a certain position because of those that I choose to be around. Right. If I was already inside a bad me.
Right.
So I try to hang around those that can actually encourage me and motivate me to want to do better. When I feel that I'm falling short, I have no problem with calling my pastor. Floyd Flake is always accessible. I have no problem with calling Lance Todd. I have no problem with calling, my good friend Greg X. What am I doing wrong? Or matter of fact, this is what I did today. How can I try to make tomorrow better? Right. I don't have a problem with apologizing if I've done anything wrong. But at the same time, I'll tell people, if I had offended you as a man, I apologize. But to be honest, I really don't care about your feelings.
So just give us a little scope of your services and how someone would be able to obtain your expertise.
I offer a mentoring and a consultant agreement. I'm not here to promise anybody a deal, because then I'm lying to you, and I'm not good at lying. So I would rather tell you that I can actually help you plant seeds, and I can help you get nervous to grow. I can help you get shows, exposure, interviews, as well as radio play. But the footwork is on you. I can only tell you of the upcoming shows.
Right.
7 out of 10 you would not have to pay to be a part of, unless there's a cash prize, because a promoter is not going to let you perform for free as well as walk away with the prize money. Right. And if there's a tour involved, You know, that tour bus had to get paid for, so don't look for me to get you on any tours free. But if there's an opening slot that I can possibly get you in, then I'll do my best. And if I can, I can't.
And you have done just that. I know you have helped me definitely in the music industry, and I know a lot of other artists that you helped in tours and shows. And just artists need to know that this is hard, everyday work, and
it's not a hobby. It's not a hobby. Don't apply for a job that you don't want. This is not a temp agency. If this is going to be based upon your future and you don't want to have a bright future, continue to trap. So this way, when you get trapped off and you become complacent inside the uncomfortable position that you were in, I'm glad that you like being uncomfortable. I don't.
I know. He's one of the most laid back, honest people that I have encountered in the music industry. And I can vouch for the fact that he does not lie to people. He does not make promises to people. And that is some of the things that you will come across a lot in the music industry.
I'm not going to tell somebody to pay me to do something that I can't. If I can't, I can't. I will tell you. And if I can, I will. And if I'm willing to try and it doesn't work out as planned, you can't fault me, but I will assist you, as well as trying to make that whatever wrong was wrong, I will actually try to make it right.
Right. And that's all you need is more real people in this world, and more people that are willing to reach out in their community, willing to help one another. That's the only way we're going to get better, if we start with the man in the mirror. And thank you for tuning in to WWETV with my very special guest, Mr. Lawrence Wise McGriff. It's always my pleasure to be in your presence.
Well, it's a pleasure to be amongst you. In the words of my mentor and the man that signed my paycheck, thank you for having me. God bless and have a good day.
Yes.